chocobos run amok.
Oh. Yeah.
And I was saying that I'm pretty much only on once a week or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because you're the only one that can clean the stall. So.
Yes, well, we won't go there.
Whoop! Just a second. What's going on?
I mean,
Poor chocobos did nothing to you.
well, that's just it. They do nothing.
They're your
They don't do anything. Them
Thank you.
them chocobos don't do anything. That's why we ignore them.
Hang on, let me decipher this real quick. Get him! Get him! Okay, ready for another.
Is Aradon going to be joining us tonight?
I do not have a clue. Is he even on?
Not in Discord.
I haven't seen him on the game.
Oh, it's strange.
Arranged.
There we go. Discord was being weird about where it was sending my audio.
Hate it when Discord does stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just did not mean to do that.
It's like, oh, do you want the shitty speaker in your ancient monitor that, like, clicks on and off like it's a broken record? Like, yes, that's exactly what I want to listen to.
Okay. What was I doing with my life?
It's the question we're all asking.
Yeah, who the fuck even knows? Nice job on the chocobo stable cleaning. You know, I was just gonna do some of that.
It's a difficult task that somebody has to
That's
do.
what I needed to do. I needed to get my map from the mail.
But yeah, my first and second
One of the many.
shots I did on Saturday, and of course my arm was sore, and I just wanted to lay down. So that knocked me out a couple of the weekends there. But then, like in between, I wanted to level up in Dead by Daylight, so I could join you and Sass if you ever played again. But then you don't play.
Yeah, I'm playing this.
Yes. But then I got a little addicted.
Well, I mean, that's not my fault. That's not my problem. Whisper. I got addicted.
Yeah,
you don't play. Well, come play Red Dead Redemption.
I know.
So I can ditch you there and go play Dead by Daylight.
Do you really want me to do that too?
Revolving door.
Bastion plays Red Dead Redemption 2. He also plays that.
Whisper, you're making our company house look like a maid cafe.
All right.
Oh, I have the broom minion too. I have it somewhere. Here it is.
Yeah, I mean, you can join and come blow stuff up.
You guys stop playing.
Hmm?
And then you guys will stop playing.
Not true.
Ooh.
Not true at all.
Ill Meg.
But I finally got my Meg to look all cute in a cat shirt.
It is a very cute outfit.
All right. Second one. Okay.
Saddleback. Link. Oh, I already have a Zonir skin map in my saddlebag. So I've got 3 currently. Yay!
I think I somehow still have like 5. Yeah,
And
I
I'm
don't know
so glad they
exactly
did
what
the
happened
event
there,
again.
but
Oh, you got the car.
And the outfit.
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, I- I need to do fashion report this week. I almost missed it last week. I was like within hours of the reset. I've been playing Deltarune Part 2 since last night, so that's what I was doing like 5 minutes ago.
Nice.
I beat the final boss. Now I'm just in the wrap up part where you kind of get to walk around and see what's changed.
I've heard that there's a hidden boss,
I'm sure there is.
kind of like Jevil in the first chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still a lot I need to go back and explore. I kind of did the story route, didn't really poke in all the dark places. But I haven't gotten to the end yet.
Position.
And now I'm wanting to do a run where I choose violence instead. But I think, I don't know, I need to find out if you can do that on separate save files, because like Undertale, you only had one file you could ever do, but Deltarune actually has different save states. But I just want to be sure before I start that there's no interaction between the save states.
It would be interesting.
Like if you choose violence in one, will it have consequences in another?
I don't know. Because
Neither
like
do
in Undertale, if you did like a genocide run and then you did like a peaceful run, they would like know.
Yeah, the you'd get a
Sans would
different
be like-
ending.
Yeah, and Sans would be like, "Oh, you think you could just make up for things this time?"
Yeah. And at the end, instead of getting like the nice like ending, you get like really chilling music, and all the characters' faces are like X'd out in a photograph.
Oh Jesus, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it's creepy, and it's like a jump scare thing too, like right at the very end. And the only way to and that stays with you like all the time unless you like fully uninstall the game, like delete all your local files and start fresh.
God. I don't have the heart to do a genocide run.
I did it once. It took me like 30 some tries for the Sans fight, but I made it.
Oh yeah. Fuck that.
Actually, I found the Undyne fight harder because, like, with the Sans fight, it's the same exact moves every time. Like, there's a little bit of variance with some of them, but like with Undyne, there was a lot more variance. Plus, the Sans fight had a lot more like cooler music.
Yeah.
I was looking for it.
All right.
I'm really bad with remembering long patterns of things. Like, short patterns and things like that, whatever. But like really long patterns, boss patterns and things like that, I always struggle with that.
Yeah, it comes down to muscle memory. Oh, and the other obnoxious thing is even the menus aren't safe. Like later in the fight, like literally there are things that are damaging you in the menus that you have to avoid, or just like select things fast enough.
What's your map position?
Oh, mine's Ilmag. Let me find it here. Oh no, it's a fucking.
Oh no.
It's like a blank sheet. God. Okay.
What?
Oh, I think we've gotten this one before. It's like there's very few landmarks around, but I think I know what it is.
All right. I'm expecting.
You are. Congratulations.
I'm expecting a. Are you watching my stream? Like, did you laugh at my reaction? Because I feel like the timing was really weird.
No, I'm listening to you live.
Okay.
I'm expecting, so I said congratulations.
Okay. I'm expecting a froggy to be rolled tonight.
You're gonna call it?
I'm gonna call it again. Yes.
That worked so well last time.
Look, I was close last time, and it worked the first time. So
What fallacy is that? The confirmation bias or something? Like,
we're going to Kalusha first because that seems to be the one that the.
if you say you're gonna call it every time and it finally happens, then it worked.
All I said that time was I said, "Get us that froggy," and then we
Yeah,
got
it was pretty funny that it was the exact turn, like as it was happening.
Yeah. So my expectations are pretty high.
No, no pressure or anything.
No, not at all. None
You're
at
just
all.
our key to riches.
Yes. But I tell you, I'm a different subject, but I'm so ready for the new summoner stuff. Oh my god, give it to me now.
Like I was saying in the chat, I kind of hope that we see a return of the gameplay that was old Summoner as a different job.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I
I
do
don't
like
know.
the idea of a dot focus DPS.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't happy when they were like debating whether or not they should get rid of Resurrection, and I was just sitting there going, you should be getting rid of Physic because it doesn't do shit.
Yeah. Yeah, Resurrection is useful. Physic is not on Summoner.
Exactly. Like I've used Physic a bunch, and I'm like, this doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 150 HP. Thanks.
Yeah.
It's not
Like,
reliable
it
at
works
all.
better. Yeah, it works better when you're healer focused, but when you're not healer focused, the stats are shit.
Yep. And I was scrolling through the subreddit today. People, of course, are really salty about it. Everybody always gets mad. Everybody always gets mad when someone gets an upgrade or something.
I keep seeing these memes that are like, wait, it's a different job every expansion. It was all the time.
I mean, to be fair, that is actually a valid.
Yeah, that is kind of what's happened.
Well, I mean, I guess, but like I've only gotten to know the job in the last couple of months, so I can't really.
Yeah, it's changed basically almost entirely every expansion.
Hmm.
I kind of ended up playing Deltarune 2 last night, so I didn't. I zoned out after the like tank upgrades or during the tank upgrades.
Just confirm there is a map in this part of the zone, right?
I don't know whose map is this?
Me, this is me.
You, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been here before for a map.
But I've just been digging and.
I think it's usually closer to this side, but I don't know.
Oh shit! No, hang on. Did I take us to the wrong place? I might have. I did. I took us to the wrong spot. It's in this zone. It's just in the wrong place. Hang on. I glanced at it really quickly. Is the thing.
Oh, the Godwalker.
So let me take us to the ocean.
Oh, the little wings. They're so cute. Little flappy wings.
So it is somewhere down here. So hang on one sec. It's down that way. Complete opposite end of the map. Like complete opposite end.
We got nothing but time.
I mean, again, I glanced at it very fast. So.
Did you guys see the Yoshida or Yoshi Nyanshita, like the cat
Oh,
memes that happened.
I have to. Yeah, I only. I was playing Red Dead at the time. Like, I was busy exploding heads, so like I wasn't, paying as much attention as I should have. So, and I was, glancing at their PowerPoint slides and everything, thinking about how badly designed they were. So I got a sense of what, but I watched the job videos like a bunch of times, but I didn't watch any of the and I got some specifics on some of the other stuff, but I haven't like watched it in earnest. So like I focused on the tank stuff, but when they got into like the magical DPS and even the healer stuff, I wasn't really giving it the attention I should have. So I don't know what's going on with like Red Mage really. Like I saw like Red Mage, like the Verf Flare and the Verholy are going to be AoEs. Which isn't really nice.
So for duties that require 2 healers, it's going to require 1 barrier healer and 1 pure healer.
Yep.
Which I honestly don't agree with.
Yeah, it seems a bit.
That seems like you're splitting the queue, and with a new healer coming into this expansion, you're going to get a bunch of people that are going to be spamming that healer and not the other ones, and it's going to be a problem at first.
It also makes me feel like that a pure healer just can't sustain itself. What about a 4-man? What about a 4-player dungeon one?
It'll be
Just
one
the one?
heal, just regardless.
But yeah, that just makes me worried that either they're acknowledging that one healer has more output than the other, or is like more self-sustainable than the other, or they just don't want people to think that. But like, if it's not an actual thing, then it shouldn't be a problem.
What I'm not clear on is what Sage can do, because Sage is going to have pure heals, obviously. But my worry is how potent they are. I mean, I assume they have to be potent enough because it has to be a main healer in one dungeon. So.
So it seems like the
Mine's just over the hill.
the content is going to be changed a bit. So like dungeons and whatnot are going to be a little bit less like healing focused.
Yep.
So that it doesn't matter which kind of healer you have.
So the modifying the content to compensate for that.
Yeah, I guess it would be one way of putting that. The other thing is that like both types of healers are going to have both types of things. It's just that one is going to focus on one more than the other.
Right.
Like I can give you a barrier on White Mage right now. There you go. You have a little tiny barrier.
It sounds like kind of like in the old days on Blue Mage and 11. Like I could give you those things. I could give you a barrier. I could give you haste, but it wasn't as potent as it would be if a dedicated healer did, and they could totally overwrite those stats.
Right.
Because there's like I could give you a really awesome haste on Blue Mage, but White Mage cast haste in that game, right? Or Red Mage, I get confused. But
they both had it, I think.
What?
I think they both had it.
But if like a Red Mage were to cast, like if I gave you haste, refueling, and then a Red Mage gave you haste, their haste would overwrite my haste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, the best haste was actually on Summoner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with Garuda?
I think it was, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that's going to be the case here, but that's the impression I get when you describe it that way.
Yeah, like I said, it's not. I don't love it. I don't think that it's a particularly great way of doing that content.
Well, don't forget. I mean, healers are going to have certain roles. I mean, I'm worried they're going to do that eventually with a tank, right? Because now we have 4 tanks.
Yeah,
they
well, they already said they're not going to doing that. They're not going to be splitting things between other classes. It's just going to be the healers.
For
Which,
this one, yes. I'm saying I'm worried they may do that in the future for other ones.
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
My second map is still in this area. If you guys
Okay.
want to do it,
Okay. Yeah, that's
we
fine.
can do that.
well, then
Like-
let me find it.
Well, put it this way: I'm worried and I'm not if they do that with tank because I still feel like Paladin has to be the full-on defensive tank because it has a shield. I don't
Mhm.
like, and I've said it a million times, I don't like that they've refocused that job to do damage instead. So I think they should go back and make it more defensive rather than having it do damage out because it just seems like they did that because the other tanks have it, and so they're like, oh, we have to give this one damage too. Like, no, it has a shield. The job is a shield. It's blocking things. It doesn't have to do damage. That's what DPS are for, in my opinion.
I mean, I
I'm-
think it's good
yeah.
that they have the option.
Yeah, I mean, if they split it up and said split off the tanks and said two are more focused on blocking while the other ones are more about, I don't know, I'm just making this up. You know, have a more emphasis on damage output, like that's fine.
See, I don't.
yeah.
I think focusing on damage is the wrong way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Although, but if you take away my 6-hit combo on Gunbreak, I'm gonna be very upset.
See, I think the better way of looking at it is not about damage. It's more about like, I think that you should have one group of tanks that are focused on damage mitigation, and another group of tanks that are focused on
You could have one that's focused on like evasion.
well,
Tank,
no,
like,
I don't.
Yeah,
I
damage
think
evasion.
I think evasion's a terrible idea for it. I think it has always been a terrible idea. No, I mean you have one that is that's all about like mitigating attacks, so they take less damage. They take they can parry and whatever.
Right.
And then you have another set of tanks that are about taking the damage to fuel other abilities.
I'm
know.
just very glad that my Gunbreaker didn't get fucked in this one. I was very nervous it was going
You
to be.
don't have it in hand. You
What?
don't know how it's going to feel or play.
Well, right,
For
but
Froggy.
what they were showing, the job did not seem to change that much. Like give me frog. Because Paladin changed entirely. From what they showed of Gunbreaker, it didn't seem to really change that. Like, yeah, they gave it another gauge, they added another ability to it. One of you said that it seems like they did something so all the abilities work on one. I forget what you said. So it seems like it seems
Your
like
combos your combos are all one button now.
yeah. So they've streamlined it,
Yeah, kind of like
which is fine.
And streamlining is kind of inevitable when adding another 10 levels because it's like you have to streamline some things to add more to the job. You just can't add more without doing that.
But when
Right.
you go from changing one job entirely from like not doing damage to pretty much that's what it's about now, one tank like that. Of course, I'm talking about Paladin. Like that's a significant change, and they changed that job significantly when Shadowbringers came out, and it just wasn't my bag.
I don't feel like Paladin is like a DPS.
No,
tank.
neither do I.
Well, no, I'm saying like even like its current like iteration. I still think it's really like defensive focused.
It's not one of the. It's still the weakest of, like, in my opinion, the damage dealing aspect of a tank, but it's definitely higher than it used to be. And
Right.
you know, with that, and plus, like, you know, having these abilities that, you know, can only be used, having to mitigate your MP, I don't. I don't know. I just don't like what they did. I really don't like what they did. I just felt like the job was much easier before that. It was just simply doing attacks, popping cooldowns, staying shield oath, and that was it. I didn't have to worry about what my MP was. I didn't have to worry about like when I could do an attack and like conditional attacks. Like it was straight up tanking, and that was it. Easy, straight up tanking. I used to call that job a very lazy tank, and I meant that in the best way possible.
Yep.
Money.
I really thought we were going to get the frog that time.
Oh.
We've been one away both times.
Teasing us. So
I need
all day, Frumpkin has been camped out in front of the oven. Like, I think maybe a bug ran under there or something, and she's just waiting for it to come out, but like, she's just laying on a rug in front of the oven all damn day.
Fiona did that with a mouse one time.
I mean, yeah, it could be.
She saw a mouse. It ran underneath the. It ran underneath the stove, and she watched that spot for almost a week.
Yeah, I'm guessing either bug or mouse.
Yeah.
Hoping for the latter, because I've only seen bugs around here. I've never seen mice. I've seen the occasional spooter.
You know what?
Spooter. Spider.
Oh, spider.
I'm just saying it in a stupid way. Oh my god, get over here. I have a melee combo I want to do. No! There we go. Jesus. Oh, also, Frumpkin popped up her first hairball today. It was more like a hair snake. I thought it was a poop at first. But it did not smell like.
Hot dogs.
Huh?
She has fuzzy hot dogs.
Yeah, she has fuzzy hot dogs. But yeah, I got a closer look at it. I was like, no, I see some hair in there. And it definitely did not smell like poop. So, yep. First one.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Have you ever almost said a Frumpkin spice latte?
A spice latte?
Frumpkin spice latte. Have you ever like almost
It's
accidentally called it that?
Spice.
Oh no.
Now you will.
She is orange.
Yeah, she is orange. That works.
I'm gonna get one of those tomorrow. man.
Fluffy pumpkin spice.
Do you have
For
Dippin'
what?
Donuts near you, Vice?
What is it?
Dippin' Donuts?
I have no idea. Dunkin' Donuts. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah, amazingly I have.
I don't think so. You know, I
They
don't
have
like donuts, so.
Somebody need on it.
They have a coffee flavor called Witch's Brew or Witch's Potion.
Hmm.
I think you'd probably like it.
Somebody need on it.
I
I
already
think
have.
it's a vice.
It's not. Oh. It's not letting me because my inventory is full.
Oh no. Better fix that before we continue.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Yeah.
It's funny, I've had cats before, but I've never had the hairball experience because they've always been outdoor cats. So we never had to deal with that when I was growing up.
Yep.
Choke, 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 choke.
The first time I saw Fiona cough up one of those fuzzy hairballs, those fuzzy hot dogs, I was like, I literally thought, how did you swallow an entire whole hot dog?
It was long, dude. It was like, I should have measured it. It was at least 5 inches. maybe 6. It was a long one.
Yep.
Like, wow, do you feel better?
Seen
It's
siren
alarming when
topics
you
before.
actually see them like coughing. Because a roommate of mine at one time had a cat, and I saw it like, you know, coughing and doing that. And I'm like, what's wrong
Doing
with it?
the
Is he okay? Is he okay? And it's like, oh yeah, he's just gonna cough something up. I'm like, okay, that's gross, but okay.
Oh yeah, I've seen her do that because she had worms when I first got her, or like a few weeks in, they finally started coming up.
Mhm.
And so every time I saw her doing that, I would like rush her over either to like some linoleum or like a puppy pad, like something easily cleanable.
Yep. To the north.
Where are we? Lakeland?
Yep.
We are in Lakeland.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Oh, Vice, do you need a moment to take care of your inventory?
I need a moment to get my new map location because it's out here. But yes, to answer your question, yes, I will probably need one of those too.
Because I think I do need to as well. Good. Throw some stuff at my retainers.
Let me get to the location with you guys first.
Oh yeah, dance monster. Yeah, I've tried to come as Black Mage before, and it works a little better when we have about this number of people, actually, because things last a little longer. But yeah, you don't last long.
Let me
Oh, that's someone else's.
yeah, give me a sec. Let me just see what I can drop.
Such colorful wings. Oh.
Or put in my saddlebag.
Are we ready? Is it
Nope.
ready here?
Yeah, but let me just
I already clicked the button, so.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'll sort this out in a little while. I just need like all I need is really like one spot. I won't lot on anything that you guys drop, that you guys get.
Well, we can just take a break after this and go to a town for like 5 minutes.
That's true. I try to be extremely low maintenance.
It's all good. Because yeah, I would like to clear mine out as well.
I just have a bunch of stuff I can probably just NPC. It's incredible the amount of materia that you accumulate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's unreal. I've got so much materia just sitting in that I don't even need. Inventory is an issue of mine in every game I play. It's not just like every game I play.
Well, yeah, because we never ever want to let anything go ever.
I don't pay attention to it. So
We'll go to the Crystarium.
Resident Evil are not easy games for me to play in that sense. Oh, mine is out here, by the way, so I didn't put the position down.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I can come back.
Yeah, well, we can go back. I just need to, let me go to Limsa. It is in Lakeland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, why are you going to Limsa?
Why am I in Crystarium?
There's
It's just
For
closer.
the inventory. Or to clear your inventory.
Did you? Oops. Hope there's nothing important going on that day.
Okay. Retainers. Get over here. Ooh, view venture report. Yay. Yes, thank you, my botanist retainer, for bringing me a pair of shoes.
My Fisher retainer brought me a model airship today.
Oh, yay! Just so common to find in the ocean an airship, a model airship.
I mean, I suppose I'd been more like concerned if it was an actual airship.
Yeah, be quite a haul.
Yeah.
Starch glue. Ooh, 2,000 each for starch glue. Damn.
Okay, I'm going back to Lakeland.
Bright linen yarn. Um, almost done. Throwing some stuff at the market board.
At the other camp.
1650. Done. 528. Okay. So is it west side of Lakeland or east?
West.
West, okay. I will be there.
Neighbors having a backyard party. Worst music I've ever heard in my life. It's just so bad. It's just such bad music.
Oh my god, last
It's really bad music.
or back in March, my previous neighbors upstairs were having some kind of St. Pat's celebration and they were listening to like shitty country music and I was like, serious? The fuck? Even though we're in the middle of Missouri, St. Pat's is a huge deal here because the local Catholic church is the Church of St. Patrick.
Oh, so yeah. The people behind me, like, they don't throw parties very often. And when they do it, it's not like they're out of control. They're just like people just standing in the background, drinking out of solo cups, socializing with loud music. That's all it is. But the choice of music is very random and just very like I don't know how you go from, like, I was in my kitchen because I'm on the third floor. My kitchen kind of overlooks that yard, right? They're all down on the first floor, and I was out there one night and I couldn't, and I was having trouble because they're talking loudly, so you can't hear the music very well. But I'm just like, am I hearing "Up Where We Belong"? And then it goes from "Up Where We Belong" to, I'm like, how do you go from "Up Where We Belong" to "We Are Family"?
Shuffle on a very, very large playlist.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Hello.
Hello. Who joined?
Saskia.
Hey guys,
I didn't even have to look to know it was him.
you just knew it deep in your heart.
I can sense it.
Because he
Your
didn't go,
your Discord join tone is slightly different.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm taking that cloth now that I have the space.
Did you find anything?
It's not cloth, that's detergent, isn't it? Oh, no, yes, detergent.
Yeah, someone has to pass.
I passed.
I think I know who has to pass.
Oh, I have to pass. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was
I
putting
knew
water.
it was you. Knew it
Because
was
you
you.
can see who's modded or not.
No, actually, that's not what I was looking at.
Oh,
I just knew it was you.
because I was putting ice in my tea. And another spin to win. Is there like a greater chance of getting this one? Because I feel like we get this one a lot more than the other. Guess we're just lucky.
Wait until we get those level 90 maps.
Oh boy.
I just can't wait till I can.
I have to get
Transfer.
level 90 first.
Yeah.
Frog, frog,
Ah,
frog.
yeah. Our source of maps.
Well, the
Sass
good
can
thing is-
join.
Leveling gatherers
You
is
can
easy.
join after like a 40-minute wait in the queue.
Oh no, I'll talk to Uncle Yoshi about that. Though I do have to say, Squeaks is a bit surprised about the whole WoW refugee thing. They were not expecting that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Did they mention that?
No, just I talked to somebody that I know over there,
Yeah.
and yeah, the wait times just went crazy because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're all like, nobody knew this sort of thing was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
Why
this
is
is
like-
why is that happening? I don't even think I
I
get
think
it.
some high-profile streamers took up 14 because like there's been a steady stream of people leaving WoW for a few years. Like even before this happened, there was talk of like, WoW, like 14 superseding WoW, but a bunch of like high-profile streamers took up the game, and that
Yeah.
attracted a lot more people.
I mean, I
Yeah.
know because
Well-
like they say refugee, and I'm just like, refugee. Like, did something happen?
yeah.
There's also all
Well-
of the
All the
really terrible
lawsuits.
fucking things that
Yeah, Blizzard is going up in smoke slightly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't follow.
Yeah, it's like over at Respawn, we're always like whenever something new comes out, we always talk about it. And like, okay, everybody, if anybody's experienced anything like this here, let us know.
Mhm.
We don't want to be like Blizzard. We want to take care of this as soon as possible. It's like every time, and then we get all of these like not seminars, but we get kind of like talked to about it,
Mhm.
saying, have you experienced this? Have you seen this? It doesn't necessarily have to be you who it happened to. It'll all be treated anonymously and everything. They're like, yeah, we just don't want this to happen.
Mhm.
Do you know if Respawn is looking at unionizing?
Not that I've heard of.
Oh no.
Oh, we all
Virus.
passed.
But so a bunch of funny things happened at Respawn. One of them is we keep getting chairs from the other Respawn, and we're like, this isn't ours. We're not that Respawn. So they keep confusing us. We contact Respawn, and they're like, yeah, just give us the serial numbers. You can keep them. We don't want them. So
But it
now
is
we.
the- I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, it's not related.
Okay. So now we have like 2 offices just full of Respawn chairs that we can't dispose of because they're not ours.
This overcrowding in 14. Is it? Are we blaming the WoW refugees because of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Not exactly blaming.
Like it's what's causing it, but we're not like, oh, these refugees. It's just like just a thing that's happening
Yeah.
a lot faster than expected.
The server Sass and I are on, Rich Campbell's on it.
Yeah, it's like one of the
And
big streamers.
Asmon,
Anyone else have one?
Asmon Gold is on the same data set.
Oh yeah. Because mine was in
Um, Let me. Okay.
I could... Hold on.
I need a. Okay.
You need a.
Hang on a second. I just want to look at something. Okay, good. So where are you taking it? So that Camp Lil, there's no delivery box there, because I can get my other map from there. I was just checking to see if there's a delivery box near that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lita Laron.
Yeah, I'm, you know, I'm kind of sick of these whole high-profile streamers.
And honestly,
They don't do it. Like, it's a big deal. Sorry, Bets.
The thing with WoW, like it's been slowly degrading for years now. So like this is not. It's not like 14 was just like the greatest thing out there. I mean, I think that it's one of the better MMOs.
Yeah.
But I think that you have to understand, like you have almost 2 generations of gamers now who have been playing nothing but recycled World of Warcraft content for the past 10 to 15 years.
When did the last expansion come out?
It wasn't all that long ago.
Right.
But all the content is really like reused.
Yep.
Garrison didn't go down well, I think.
And a lot of people are getting tired of it.
And like even around Shadowbringers, there was already talk about like even Blizzard putting out just polls to players like, what do you think of Final Fantasy 14? Like even before all this happened, Blizzard was worried about it, and it was known that WoW players were starting to come over to 14. It's just that between Blizzard shitting itself and the high-profile streamers, it just kind of sped that up a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, during WoW's heyday, I mean, it was WoW and 11, but they were 2 entirely different games, right? This one is, I mean, from all accounts, it seems like, is kind of modeled a little bit after WoW. It's a much more Western-oriented, you know, Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, WoW really set the standard for how MMOs are expected to be played,
right?
For sure.
Right. Because I remember back in the day where WoW players would shit all over 11 because of how hard it is.
Right.
And then now it's like when 14 came out, oh, they shat all over it in 1.0.
It's weird because like when I was totally like ignorant to how successful the 14 had been in the last couple of years, and so when this whole WoW refugee thing began, I forget who I was talking to, but they were like, "Yeah, 14 had 23 million subscribers," and I was like, "Wait, what? What?
Yeah.
Has that many?"
And
like
I
would have thought like maybe like 3 to 5 million. I would have believed, but like I'm like, what? 23 million? What?
Yeah, I think they're actually closing on 30 million now.
And then, like, I think it was you, Saskia, who was telling me about how, like, when for a while, they were not even selling the game anymore.
They sold out.
Yeah, they sold out of
like,
digital copies.
And I was like, what do you mean? I was totally, like, ignorant to the whole thing.
Yeah, there was a moment where they sold out of, like, digital copies of the game.
Yeah.
Which is bonkers.
It is something that's practically unheard of for a digital game.
So good
to be sold out.
that we can't sell it to you anymore.
Yeah, and I think the turning point actually kind of started with Shadowbringers, because I feel like that's when a lot of their marketing kicked up. Because if I remember right, I think that's about the point where it was really like becoming a cash cow, like it was becoming more self-sustaining. Because they were definitely in the hole for a while, like after A Realm Reborn came out, like they had a lot of ground to make up.
Right.
You know, they were trying to earn back the trust and beat repair the reputation that was
that's when the legacy players got all those goodies, and then we had the veteran rewards and all that. And they were just like, oh, thank you for not giving up on the game.
Right, and we thought back then that was going to cause like a divide between new players and us, and it never really happened.
Yeah. I mean, I bumped into some idiots who went off on me because I was legacy, and it's like, dude.
There were people that were starting to like,
what was stopping you from playing, guys? I mean,
yeah.
Other than your system recommendations.
Exactly, because I actually, it's a funny thing, I just recently upgraded my system.
Well, my recollection was that as 1.0 was winding down, and maybe in the last, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months of its life.
Because
Me?
it's so no.
No.
Evelyn is doing something and it's
The subscriber, as I recall, in those last like 6 months of the game, hearing from somebody that the subscriber base had begun to tick up a little bit. I mean, it wasn't, in the millions, but it was actually beginning to go up because despite the game's weak infrastructure and buggy infrastructure, I mean, you were able back then to at least log in and play every day and do something.
I'm tanking the little guys. Help.
Yeah, and you didn't have a cap on your EXP then.
Well, that's when the Final Fantasy jobs came in, and there were these other events that we could do, and
Yeah.
I had a group that I was actually vibing with back then. So like there was stuff that you could do. It wasn't just like it was in the early days when there was really nothing to do. So
Right.
yeah, I remember reading about that, but I don't. Was it true? I don't know.
I kind of noticed the really big turn when they had those Shadowbringers ads with Tom Holland. That's when I was like, oh.
Oh yeah.
It was one.
I remember.
Things
It was
get
once
big.
I think the game turned to mainstream and began to like do things like that because 11 never did that stuff, right? 11
Oh,
was
yeah.
very niche, right? But
Yeah.
once 14 began to or I would see ads for it on different sites.
take
And
it.
it's like, wow.
Ah.
Come on, frog.
So yeah, now I kind of kick myself for not jumping on the bandwagon way back in beta because I had 2 roommates at the time that started playing, and they were telling me like, "Oh God, it's bad. You don't want to get in on this yet." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll wait."
I don't think. I mean, aside from like maybe some perks, and if you, I don't know how into the lore that you are, but I mean, you missed a lot. You missed out on quite a bit of frustration. I can promise you.
Neat. I feel like I would have enjoyed seeing that last event, like
Yeah.
seeing the servers like shut off and everything. That would have been really cool to watch in real time.
We were there
I mean,
for all that.
Keep in mind, there was no duty finder. The game actually felt more like 11. The game had more of an 11 vibe to it back then.
Yeah.
It's nothing like it is right now. It's not even. No, it's not even close.
Yeah, and I mean it's one thing to like be like that and to have that kind of like vibe, if you will.
Yeah.
But man, that doesn't work really great with a good chunk of people. Like,
Yeah, especially like after WoW had set the standard, that kind of.
I think that
not
back
saying-
then.
I don't think that necessarily like WoW is the way that Final Fantasy 14 is done is the be all end all of like MMOs.
Mhm.
But like you said, it is the standard.
Did you finally give up on the oven?
Yeah, I mean,
Is it safe?
1.0. I mean, it was made by the 11 dev team,
Yeah.
so it felt the same. But what I kind of appreciate about 1.0 is that I feel like at the time they were almost like
I will take
trying to reinvent a lot of the MMO conventions, which is why things like there was no auction house and there was some other there was no zoning. Like it feels like they were trying to almost in a way reinvent the MMO, but you kind of realize that no, you need an auction house. You
I
need
just want
these.
to confirm somebody has lotted on this at least.
Yeah, I loaded on it.
Okay.
Thanks, Sess.
I did, yeah. Sorry, I should have.
Remember in 11 when people used to sell stuff out of their bazaars? That's all people did in 1.0.
Yeah.
Right, and you had to go
Yeah.
from person to person. You had to select. There was, remember that, and there was like there was like hundreds of people in one room that you had to go through. Yeah, I remember that very well. There was
That was like one of the things.
Well, and it was the only place you could get access to that wasn't like overblown with lag either. Yeah. God,
But yeah, that was one of the points that my roomies had told me. You know, like there's no auction house. You know, like you have
Yeah.
to
I
Well, they
hated
kept
that.
saying,
have
like,
a
you know,
retainer. That was like one of the like.
they kept
like,
saying at the time, like, an auction house is coming, and my sort of feeling was, you don't launch an MMO without an auction house.
Yeah, you gotta have a player economy. Like it's
Right.
just a thing.
I just feel like it's like giving somebody a car without any wheels. I mean,
Second map. My next
have
one's Tempest.
my other one is out here too.
Oh, what I take.
I mean, if you ever find like a mod of 1.0, I'm going the absolute wrong way. Like if somebody is able to like one day set up a private server for it,
They exist.
do they? Yeah. So if you ever like go to one, I mean, I would recommend it just for curiosity's sake.
Mhm.
But don't expect to be wowed, no pun intended, by it. It's just, I mean, you'll recognize things. I mean, the
Mhm.
cities look the same and stuff.
The
So,
Lalas
people look-
having
things-
like long necks and looking
Say again?
weird. I remember the Lalas looked different too. Like I think they had like long necks.
Long
A little
necks.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
they were more like proportionally accurate. They weren't like Tarus with big heads and small bodies, right?
Mhm. It's kinda weird.
Lalafels, I think, they had like chubby bodies.
Yeah,
But,
that's kind of how they are now, really, in a way. So you're saying it was just kind of a more
Oh.
extreme version of that? Why are we in the water?
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. My map is in the water.
Be a new one.
Hang on, it's like right up here. At least I hope it is. But I mean, the original dungeons like Cutter's Cry and Darkhold, and those all come from 1.0.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a guy that
Damsel and Darkhold is pretty much unchanged.
there's a guy that has a video series where he's on like either a private server or he's found a way to like get the game to run without connecting to a server, so he could just kind of run around like an empty game world.
Yeah.
And he goes
No
through
mobs or anything?
huh?
No mobs or anything?
Nothing.
Yeah.
And so he just kind of runs around, and he has a whole video series on YouTube about like going to old dungeons and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Um,
I'll look that up.
it's pretty interesting. He actually even like uses some clips and stuff like that to go to areas that were started but never finished, which I think is pretty interesting.
Because yeah, wasn't there like a part of Ishgard that like had been started but dropped and then changed whenever
Well,
it came out?
So right, Ishgard was in 1.0. We didn't have access to it. We always, were
Yeah.
hoping that we could
Yeah.
get it. It was like that game's Tapnasia kind of.
Yeah.
But the area outside of it, I've got screenshots buried away someplace, was not covered in snow.
Yeah, it was
No
all
forest.
well, yeah, it was all like plains and stuff like that.
It
Yeah.
was. It was.
I remember you, Vice, and me, and I think it was Tyson. During one of the betas, we decided to just go out as far as we could.
Yeah.
And we ended up in like just outside of like just by the gates of Ishgard, and we're like, "What the hell is all this?" And then some tiger like saw us and fucking wrecked our shit.
It's really crazy to think, like, little did we know back then that we would eventually, like, a whole expansion would be centered around that place, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the area where the airship crashed, you could get to. You could actually get a lot in the original spot. You were actually able to get a lot closer to the airship than you can now. So that was all there. But the thing is that even though that area existed, there was nothing out there. Like, there were two camps out there, but there were just these high-level mobs. But there was no. I mean, there was no. The mobs were like way, way higher than whatever the max level was back then. So there was no reason to go out there other than just to explore. There was nothing to do there.
Yeah, I remember the first few times I went out there. What was it? Like the cap was 50 and the mobs were like 60, 70, and we're like, what the hell?
Yeah,
How is that
higher than
fair?
I remember like encountering like level 99 mobs in some areas. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
I think we must have thought back then, like, yeah, I'm sure this area will factor in. Like, this may be like a, maybe this will turn out to be like a Walk of Echoes type of area or something like that, where we come out here and do stuff. But, in its form then, the area just didn't. Aside from how visually stunning it was totally useless.
If I suddenly disconnect, it's because my cat pulled my Ethernet cord out. She's poking around back there.
That reminds me of something that happened during a Dynamis run.
Forward.
Our tank got a new puppy, and the puppy saw the lights on the router and kept yanking out the router.
That reminds
So
me of.
He got sick and tired of it, so to punish the puppy, he locked him in the bathroom with the vacuum.
Oh.
No, poor puppy.
Reminds me of what Tenryu said on 11 back in the day. He's like, my cat's wandering around. I might disconnect because my cat's wandering around by my Xbox.
Sure enough, disappeared. Right?
Yeah, that was really funny. No, there's nothing really about 1.0 that I missed. I mean, I would say it was a pretty amazing technical achievement, but I mean, they made a very gigantic world, and I like that there was no zoning. But at the end of the day, like, it gets to the point where you're like, okay, this, Phanolin is huge, but so while that's pretty awesome, it's also irritating because you have to traverse these long distances, and like,
And there
you
was
don't really.
There was also like Black Shroud. Like every other thing looked exactly the same.
There was a lot of cutting and pasting. Yeah, a lot of cutting and pasting of the areas. Yeah. I think like in Phanolin, the same, like there was like a rocky ramp that went down into a lower area, and that God, this really sucks. And that ramp that led you down was there like multiple times.
Yeah.
So you have to wonder, like, we'll never know. I'm very much interested in sort of the politicking behind that game and the decisions that were made, and I would love to have been a fly on the wall who understands Japanese back then.
Well, they've said that part of it was that they had allowed the like individual devs to just work on a project that they were like inspired by with very little oversight.
Right.
So that's why you had those creepy rock things with all the tentacles. I forget what those enemies are called.
Oh, the ones with the hands? Like the head and the hands that pop out?
No. The ones in 1.0 areas, like 2.0 areas. They look like a little batch of crystals, and they've got eye stalks and like tentacles.
Oh, the Kobolins?
Oh, yeah.
So, in 1.0, the Kobolins there was a bit of code where their animations were randomized.
Yeah, I have video of fighting those from 1.0.
All right, their animations are like their idle animations are randomized.
Huh.
Somebody took months working on that for a thing that 90% of people would never notice.
Huh.
There was a vase or a like a shop front that had
Was it the cake?
the cakes. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it was
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That they're
It
building
had-
up.
It had more polygons than a player character.
I remember that cake.
Yeah, the flower pots. The flower pots are the things that I was thinking of. The flower pots had more polygons than a player character.
Wow.
There was just a lot of these things. Like, you know, one of the things I missed was the fluid character animations. I always talk about when you would run and you stop, you would kind of slide to a stop.
Yeah.
But these things, like, the server that they had the game on was not built for things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it applies to what you were just talking about. I mean, it's just they were building a game on, again, a framework that just couldn't support what they were doing.
Yeah.
And the most common thing I heard from people back then, people would say to me, I really want to play the game, but I just don't have a system powerful enough to run it.
Yeah.
That was alienating, like, pretty much everybody.
Did they ever release like an art book or an encyclopedia Eorzea for 1.0?
No,
That'd be cool.
I don't think
no,
so.
they didn't really release anything like that.
Because they were not happy with 1.0.
Yeah, like it'd be cool, but yeah, like you said, I don't see them actually doing it anytime soon.
It is strange, though, to think about that there's this sort of lost Final Fantasy XIV somewhere out
Yeah.
there.
And the
That,
thing is, with 1.0, it did look better than
and only a
what we
few
have
of
now.
us, and only a few of us know of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I hit my my Super Bowl by mistake. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know if that's what you were owing, but yeah.
well, the fact that you were almost dead, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will be back later. It was nice talking to you guys.
See you later.
I am being summoned. I've got a lot of funny stuff that happened at Respawn to tell you guys about. Unfortunately, not the stuff that would break an NDA that was verbal. Where I had to look at somebody in his eyes, and he was doing the whole his eye, my eye thing with the two fingers. He's like, do you understand me? You will not talk about this to anybody.
Well, be
Yeah.
careful. The one
Yeah.
person watching my stream
Yeah.
could be that person.
You can't tell me anything about the Jedi Fallen Order 2 that you're working on. You know, it would make my day.
I just finished Jedi Fallen Order. It was great.
Oh, there is all over the studio. We have Star Wars stuff. I've posted some of the pictures that I was able to take. I asked permission if I could take them and post them like on social media. And they're like, yeah, those don't have anything to do with the game. So I posted a few of those in Vice's Discord.
Yes, I know. I see.
So I mean,
It's not it's all about Discord.
or in the Chocobo Knights Discord.
Yes.
Mike's personal Discord
Yeah,
for
make-
him.
What I can post,
Like-
what I can say, I share with you guys. But yeah, actually, Bats, there's a couple things that I could share, but since Vice is streaming, I will tell you later.
Good.
Okay, take care, guys.
Later.
See you later. Being chased by Brussels sprouts. Yeah, exactly. I'm so excited we get new Red Mage is getting new AoE sword thingies to do. Ooh! Are you feeling lucky? Ooh! Not too bad. Ah. Yeah. At least you didn't lose what you had there.
Wait, what? Me? You said something?
No, Nelia. Like the gambler's lure. Like
Oh.
at least I'm pretty sure you don't lose like the
Yes, you
base. Huh?
You don't get anything if it locks.
Really? Oh.
Yep.
Damn. Well, at least we get the third chamber.
I'm gonna put a link to the that playlist that's got all the videos.
From 1.0.
Yeah, it's called Remnants of a Realm.
I think I saw one of them. Cause I remember about the flower polygon. thing.
Yeah. So he in some of his later videos in the series, he actually goes to areas and dungeons that weren't finished for 1.0. And it's really interesting. Yeah, it's really good. I really recommend it if you haven't watched any of it.
God, that flower pot thing is just so interesting because like that's such a clear, like, poor allocation of resources. Like, just that's not a sustainable model for.
My recollection was there was a WoW expansion coming out at the time, and they wanted to get it out as to compete or something like that. Or I don't.
You want that, Neely?
New path. Hey.
I don't know what WoW expansion it would have been back then. This is like September of 2010, so I don't know what it would have been.
I think that was Garrison. No, yeah, maybe Garrison.
Is it Misfits of or what am I talking about? Like
Pandaria?
Pandaria, yeah. Is it called Misfits of Pandaria or something?
No, it's Mists of Pandaria.
Mists of
No, it wasn't Mists of Pandaria because it was Mists of Pandaria was after the one where the dragon blew up part of the world.
Oh, Bahamut.
Not Bahamut.
No, I remember seeing a meme of that because it was like the same thing.
Cataclysm.
Cataclysm, that was it.
Yeah. Let me use my other one. Let's see where it is. A meringue.
I stopped playing when Garrison came out. 'Cause of the same reason, my system couldn't handle it.
I stopped playing during Mists. Cataclysm was actually a great expansion.
Yeah, I like
It was a phenomenal expansion.
I stopped playing when I did a free trial and I logged in and I was like, why does this look ugly as shit compared to Final Fantasy XI?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I had a gnome Death Knight named Ouchie Stabby.
I played about a few months after it came out, back in 2005, and I stopped. And then I played it again in 2017 for like a month. Flynn and I played together for a little while, and it was fine. But at that point, I'm like, I can't play this. This is just too fucking old. I mean, I'm playing 14 at the time. Like, how can I go from 14 to this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it's interesting.
I had friends,
so.
They were all from Limit Break, but
Yoshi P has said that while he played WoW, and the popularity of WoW is certainly like a big inspiration. His favorite game is actually Lineage 2.
Lineage 2 back then. That's the same time frame.
And I was like, fucking what?
Yep.
Like, Christ, you could count on one hand like at least of the people that I knew, of anybody that even tried Leech.
Yeah, I was talking about this with somebody recently. The MMOs, because at the time I played multiple MMOs, and that was one of them. Yeah. I mean, I was playing that at the same time, to give you an idea. Like, I was also playing Matrix Online, too, so...
Oh, God, Matrix Online. We were talking about Matrix Online, how technically parts of Matrix Online were canon to the story of Matrix.
Well, because that was when that's when Matrix was, like, at the height of its popularity. You know, you had the Animatrix, the films, obviously, and so they were really kind of, trying to capitalize on it.
And then
I actually thought it was a good idea to make a MMO out of that, but I just didn't.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I played a little bit of the Matrix Online. It was not my bag.
Can't wait to see the new movie, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I did not know that was being made until like 2 months ago. I'm like, so there's a new Matrix coming out? Excuse me?
Yeah, there's a lot of YouTube reactors that are now watching like all the old ones so that they can watch the new ones.
Yeah, I recently just purchased the trilogy on digital for like $10. I haven't watched them in so long.
It's funny because like my dad sent me the trailer and he's like, so they're doing a new Matrix movie, and I was like, yeah. And I hadn't had a chance to watch the trailer, and I watched it, and I'm like, oh, they're ignoring the original, the sequels. I'm like, it's probably for the best.
I really sometimes I hate that movies do that now.
Timeline.
Just I get it, because some just can cause, you want to tell a certain story and sequels can get in the way of that, and I get it. But there are some legitimately good sequels that I think get ignored because some filmmakers are like, well, I don't like what they did.
Sure. But at the same time, I don't think that anybody could look at Matrix 2 and 3 and call those good movies.
That surprises me though that they would do that.
I think that Matrix 2 had some good scenes, but it wasn't a good movie. And the third movie was just a fucking betrayal.
I have not seen the third one since it came out in theaters. Oh, free door.
I'm gonna get stuck. Oh!
That on the free door too. Dumb.
I love it when they do the fake out on the free door. It's like, really? Really?
This is gonna work. This is gonna work against us.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a great idea as far as the Matrix is concerned to just ignore the second and third movies.
Yeah.
They always felt to me like trying to continue something that they didn't really have a plan for. And like they wrote themselves into a corner, and it always felt like a lame version of the original story.
Yeah, I mean, Jurassic World ignores Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, which doesn't really make any sense to me why they would even do that in the first place. I mean, what you think of them aside. Oh my god, another free door.
Door?
Nice.
What do you think of those movies aside for a moment? I mean, they don't even take place on the same island.
Right.
So, like, it's almost like you could go either way, it doesn't matter, but, like, I don't know. Halloween, I thought, was for the best, although I still think that you could have made it work up to a point.
Sure.
That's coming out in a couple of weeks, too.
I'm actually considering, even though I don't generally like horror movies, I'm considering picking up some digital versions of the Hellraiser movies. because it's been a
Yeah.
very long time since I've seen any of them.
Mhm.
And I know that probably past the second one, they're not very good.
I would actually recommend seeing. I'd recommend Candyman, to be honest with you. The original and the newest one.
I don't really want to watch like a horror movie. I specifically want to watch.
It's
like,
not. It's like a.
Hellraiser movies.
Well, like Candyman. I mean, yes, it's a horror movie, but it's not a. There's a difference. It's not a slasher movie per se. There's a mystery behind it, and there's a message underneath all of it. I think the first one is
Do it.
I think prior it was very underrated, but and the
Ooh.
new one the new one was one of the best horror films I'd seen in a long time.
That's cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I've not seen Hellraiser for quite some time.
Yeah, and that was kind of my thing. Like I haven't seen that in a very long time. And I was like,
Yeah.
I kind of want to go back and rewatch that.
Ooh,
I don't even really remember what it's about.
those are cool.
Oh, you gonna take both of them? Okay. Yeah, whatever.
Come on, we're on the third floor.
Fake, fake, fake. Nice. Disco. Such triumphant music.
Right.
Yeah, and that's kind of the reason why I want to pick up like specifically like the Hellraiser movies, because like it's been forever since I've seen any of them.
Although they're getting popular again. Dead by Daylight just added Pinhead as a new killer.
Yeah, and that was
I love that. I love that Dead by Daylight's like popularizing these things and making people like aware of these horror films now.
yeah, and honestly that the Dead by Daylight DLC, I was like, oh hey, Hellraiser. Hey, when was the last time I saw one of those movies?
Uh-huh.
I never did. I was just a kid when they came out, and I hated horror movies when I was little.
So I really dislike jump scares.
I do too, because I think they're cheap.
Right. And from what I remember of the Hellraiser movies, at least the early ones, they were really light on those.
To me, horror has to be about atmosphere. It's atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's not jump scares.
All right, Nelia, take us home.
I was actually hoping that with what happened with the Friday the 13th game, that maybe and since, as they say, the legal issues have been resolved, could they bring Jason into Dead by Daylight?
Oh god, that'd be so good.
I can't imagine it happening.
I can't imagine it happening either, but man, do I hope.
Oh, finally!
Oh, nice.
You know what? I also think they should go back to like older films too. Like, I would love it if they did like Norman Bates in his mother's.
I would love it if they did.
And, like, put him in black and white, right?
I would love it if they did Phantasm.
Yep.
Oh, shit, this thing.
I would love it if they did Reagan from The Exorcist.
Oh god.
Or just Rick. Or this thing.
Like, I think it would be awesome if they did Psycho and put in Norman Bates and like the level was, and you were at the Bates Motel and the level was actually in black and white.
That would be pretty cool. Like if
I'd
while
really
you're playing on that stage, everything is in black and white.
Exactly. Yeah.
Would be pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
No dungeon crew, no flops.
Not yet, anyway.
He's almost dead. Oh, there we go.
You know what I watched really for the first time a few months ago was Nosferatu, that silent.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I
God,
was just about
put
to
him-
say that.
huh?
I was just about to say Nosferatu.
Put him in Dead by Daylight.
I think they've been talking about vampires in general. But I
And
don't
like
think
make
they-
him operate, make him move along like it's like a silent movie, right? So like the frame rate's a little off and everything, and yeah. I went into watching that movie a little like, you know, how scary is this going to be? And I was right mostly, but it still managed to have some pretty good scares in that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't gravitate to silent films. I've honestly
Bubbles.
haven't seen that many. But yeah, I liked it a lot. I had to buy it as soon as I saw it. I had to buy the fully restored version of it.
Blammo.
Nice. 100. 100K straight up. Nice. The celebratory
Good job, me.
stars.
What I have for money?
I was gonna say thanks for RNG for the
You
2-3
guys say
doors.
RNG. I just think of Ranger.
We haven't gotten a frog, but we did get that.
Well, it wouldn't have let you need on it if you didn't. Oh,
Okay, let me see if I have it.
I'm 90% sure I have it.
I've got it already, so I will abstain.
give it to
So
your
that I can
FC mate.
search the minion menu.
Yeah. Yep, I have the wind-up cloth.
I don't. What is
Um,
it?
my next one was Tempest.
Oh, that would be. So I'm on this site. So putting in fucking Annabelle from the Conjuring movies, I think would be pretty
Yeah.
sick.
That would be horrifying.
Hannibal Lecter. Predator. Oh, I would love it if Predator was in there, but you already have like Alien. You already have
Well, and not only that, but Predator has its own game.
yeah. Oh, see, I thought of this. Pennywise.
I'm sure
Put in
Stephen King, would
Pennywise with the
totally
red balloon.
Stephen King would totally be up for letting his IPs be anywhere.
Yeah.
I heard something recently that Stephen King actually really likes that game.
Dead by Daylight?
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
So who's up next? I've only done one so far.
I've only done one as well.
But Emery.
Rain.
Wait, why are we going to Immering? Haven't you already done like 2?
This is my last one. I just keep getting maps. I'm sorry, but nobody's saying anything. Nobody's like, well, we're gonna do all of them. It's not like there's a time limit.
True.
I
And
mean,
Arion logged in.
Well, yeah.
all right. Well, then if he's gonna join us, then we will do yours first.
Well, too late. We're already here.
Gonna do yours.
I'm sorry. I'm being very selfish, but again, there's no time limit.
Just assertive.
What's the rush? Yes.
Someone beat us here already.
Guess we can't do your
Using
map.
all the territorial gigantenders. I feel like gigantenders would be like if 14 did a crossover event with Taco Bell.
Is that my chest?
Yes.
Didn't know if those belonged to them, but I figured we wouldn't be able to see those actually.
That is correct.
I will.
I love these enemies with the hands, like just the head and the hands poking out of the sand. That's just what they are. It's great.
I like how the game is not advanced enough to actually have the dirt kick up while they move.
Yeah.
Because
That would be such a nightmare.
that's something they would try to do in 1.0.
Probably.
Yeah.
Have like actual particle effects, like interacting with
reminds me-
stuff.
That reminds me of, I forget what they were called, but that boss in the Zelda series, the hand that comes out and it puts you back at the front of the dungeon.
Stalwart.
Wallmaster, I think.
Yeah,
It's
Wallmaster from
Yeah.
Zelda.
In Ocarina of Time, they act more like spiders, and it's kind of fucking terrifying, actually.
I actually just discovered that I own Ocarina of Time 3D for the 3DS. And I'm like, maybe I should finally like play through that game.
Yeah, I mean,
I've just seen it played so many times with speedruns. I just feel like I'm good.
I don't think that it. I actually don't think it holds up very well anymore.
Mhm.
But I'm becoming a snob, Breath of the Wild, and so like I just kind of feel like almost any 3D Zelda game prior to that I just can't, because I want it to be open world. Fuck you, Skyward Sword.
Tell me how you really feel.
Oh, I've hated that game since the day it came out.
It's funny too, because like, you were so excited to like try the game on Switch, and I was like, I don't know, man. There's that control scheme,
Which I didn't even know about at all.
Wasn't it originally like Wiimote only?
Yeah, they shoved the Wii Motion Plus down your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Wii Motion only, and then for the Switch version, you can either, if you have a regular Switch, you can do the Wii the Joy-Cons,
Mhm.
which is not much better than like
It's not.
Mhm.
than the Wiimote, or even fucking worse somehow, you can use the right analog stick
Awful.
to mimic moving a Wiimote around.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
that's awkward.
Oh, it's
Because
bad.
I thought like, oh, they're just gonna put all that on the B button and it'll be fine. So it'll play like a nope. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
So rather than bothering to actually make a proper control scheme, they just basically made a Wiimote emulator?
Pretty much.
Wow.
And it's sitting on my shelf. They got my $60.
I was moving stuff around this week in my apartment, and there's a cat bed that Frumpkin never uses, but I just sit in a corner just because like it was out of the way, and now she's in that corner, like doing biscuits on it.
Grab those in a sec. Let me just finish this combo.
That's right. They're mostly pissed off at me.
That'll come in handy when everything all those because won't go on one button. But it's like I can make them go on one button. I can say the evil word macro. Yeah, I made a macro of that for her. It takes longer to do it, obviously, because you have to factor in the wait times in between abilities, but you can do it. What I want them to do in this game is I wanted them to do what they do in PvP when they actually put everything in one.
Yeah, well, that's what it's going to be.
Right. I just think that's been a long time in coming.
Tough call. Ooh.
I don't know how to. I don't really. Did that work? I don't.
That
even
worked.
Okay.
So now you can
Lower.
say lower because it's probably going to be lower.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You can also choose to stop. You don't have to do it again.
So now you can choose to stop.
Or do it again if you're feeling lucky. You're feeling lucky. The lock is unchanged.
So
Keep walking away.
should I do it again because of that?
Lower.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
I have
go
to.
Yeah,
lower.
lower for sure. What?
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Oh my
What-
god.
what is
I'm
this?
alright.
What is
Higher.
this leading to? How do you know what? How do you even know what to do?
So the
Is it
card
card?
that's shown, you're trying to decide if the other card is going to be higher or lower.
Okay.
But you don't need to choose to do it again. You should have an option to stop if you want to stop. There we go.
There you
Nice.
But that was gonna be easy lower. Oh yeah. Oh no! I'm gonna get stuck.
You're gonna get stuck. The only things I know about Skyward Sword are the weird control scheme, the fact that there's like this crazy trick for speedrunners that involves like playing through the menu of the game, and the weird thing about the way Link like lifts the dungeon doors up like they're garage doors.
Oh yeah.
Like it's such a weird animation to me. He's lifting
You
a
know,
stone door like he's opening a shed.
when it first came out, it wasn't like I hated it right away. I actually stuck with it for quite a while, and then I just gave up because I was getting extremely frustrated with the controls, and it just didn't for me. I mean, it bugs me to this day in a way because it's the only Zelda game I've never finished. I mean, I've even played the CDI games and finished those.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Did I send you the PC like enhanced versions of those?
No.
Somebody, for whatever fucking reason, decided to go through, rip the CDI, like all the files from the CDI, clean them up, and make it playable on a PC.
Yeah, because there aren't a lot of CDI emulators, right?
There's a couple, not a lot. Part of it is that you can emulate the CDI, but why would you want to?
Right.
So there's like little support for it, basically.
Because it wasn't like a dedicated game console.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. Okay, that was my last one. Now you guys can finish. Oh, wait a minute. Oh.
Jesus Christ. But it's funny what you said about your reaction to Skyward Sword. So I wasn't really in tune with Zelda at the time, but I do remember with Skyward Sword, it was kind of, the reaction felt kind of like that. Like people were kind of interested at first, and then that quickly went downhill, which was the reverse of Wind Waker, which a lot of people were like, I don't know about this. And then people were like, holy shit, this is the best thing ever.
I actually remember that very well. Like, because I mean, it's a now like practically legendary
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
story. Like the the GameCube tech demo showing what was then looking like an extremely realistic Zelda game, to us everybody expecting that that's what it was going to look like, even though it wasn't the actual game. And then it went from that to what Wind Waker was, and we were like, wait, what? So it was more like a
Felt like a bait switch.
But Wind Waker, I mean, it wasn't one of my favorites. Wind Waker HD is fucking gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's amazing. It looks so good. I would actually love it if they released that on the Switch. But there was a review for from GameSpot back when Skyward Sword came out that I thought was summed it up perfectly. It said that because aside from the controls, like the what they said in the review was they said the series is now beginning to show its gray hairs, meaning that all of the conventions of the Zelda series are they're just old. They're not innovative anymore. And Breath of the Wild is a reaction to all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, the idea in Breath of the Wild, you know, them using the first game as inspiration. So, like, rather than just, you know, you wake up and now you're talking to these, like, doing all these fetch quests, these colorful little villages, and then they tell you the story about, like, some legendary hero and somebody happens to have the shield and this person has a sword. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to give this to you. And then, oh look, and now you're dressed exactly like him. And there's all this, like, stupid, pointless exposition in the beginning. Breath of the Wild, it's like, yeah, here's your sword, here's your shield, here's your clothes. All right, go. Like, there's none of that useless exposition up front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Wind Waker is the worst offender of all of that. Because not only do you have to do all of that, then you have to, like, you know, do the part where you have to, like, find your bird. You have to race your bird. And I'm just like, ugh. And I get it. Like, it's introducing you to everything that you're going to be doing in the game, but you're just like, just give me the fucking sword and shield and let me go explore.
All right. My next one is in Kalusia.
My next one's an Amarang.
God fucking damn. Well, fuck it. I have the map up, so I'm going.
Do it.
So hopefully, by the middle of next week, I should be back on the road.
Oh, with a car?
Yeah, after my car died last week.
Oh, I was like, where are you going?
No, my car died last week.
I don't quite understand the concept of these enemies. Are they like elemental shard things? Like
They're
Pickup
magic,
sticks?
they're magic potato sticks.
yeah.
I thought they were tree branches at first.
They look like Final Fantasy X enemies to me. They feel like straight out of Final Fantasy X.
I can see that.
Because I feel like 10 had a lot of enemies that were like, okay, here's an enemy with a general shape and a certain elemental like theme to it that has like different variants throughout the world.
Yeah.
Like the flans and the little like angel looking things.
Yep.
Same general kind of layout or format. Same general type, a different flavor. Plus that shape of the enemy would fit in well with the PS2 limitations.
True.
Because it sticks. It fucking sticks.
Fucking sticks, yo.
Gonna stick it to you.
Do what?
Gonna stick it to you.
Oh yeah. It will. Cool.
Let's
We're not
go.
getting any shortage of portals now, but
Apparently just not me. No portals. Ooh, another sandwich.
He goes to the bottom of one of them, so I can't complain too much.
we got my new phone.
I think I was like gritting my teeth or something when I slept last night. My jaw is sore. I did have a weird dream last night. So I had a dream that involved like an earthquake, and I thought that was weird until I was going through my Twitter and I realized there were a few people on Twitter that had said something about an earthquake in California, like right before I went to bed. I was like, oh, great. Snuck in.
You felt it all the way out there.
Apparently, in my dream, which caused me to be, I guess, nervous and grit my teeth. Like, I don't really grind my teeth, but sometimes I will grit them like that, just like have a stiff jaw. I'm glad I don't grind my teeth. That's oof.
Like a year ago, I woke up in the middle of the night with a bloody nose, and I couldn't even tell you the last time I ever got a bloody nose. Yeah, I'm like, what the f... And I thought, like, my nose had just been running, and I had, you know, rubbed the back of my thumb against it, and then when I just happened to look at it, I'm like, oh, it's red. Okay.
It's blood.
Yeah.
That's how I knew the season was changing. I'd get bloody noses.
Yeah, I'll get them really occasionally if I don't take care of my nose in the
I used
wintertime.
to freak teachers out because the way I would take care of it was just by blowing my nose, and they're like, no, and I'm like, what? Just stop.
Yeah. Because yeah,
I
they
know my nose better than you know.
but now, oh sorry, go ahead.
I was like, I know my nose better than you know my nose.
Yeah. Because yeah, they used to say like, oh, you got to tilt your head up, but now they're like, actually, no, don't do that, because like the blood's got to go somewhere, like it's got to get out.
Right.
Yeah, you swallow it.
Mhm.
That's why I didn't do that. I'm like, I just blew my nose and yep, there it is. And I'm done. Okay, no need to go to nurses. Thank you.
Yeah, they'll be like, you know, well, don't pinch your nose. You have to let it out. And it's like, well, yes, but I don't want to get blood on the rug.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Oh, I'll have enough to get some tome gear for my red mage. I wasn't even paying attention to the tomes we were getting.
Yeah, it's not a lot, but since we're doing a whole bunch of them, they build
Yeah,
up.
I mean, it's adding up, yeah. And like, I was just under like what I needed to get something. So I've lost hope in getting a frog, by the way.
I feel like if you ignore it now, then it might just sneak in.
Hoping by saying that it would have
Like the whole watch pot never boils.
just gone one extra.
Oh, it's Kyogre, my favorite legendary Pokemon. Actually, it's not my favorite. Ruby is my favorite.
Give her the keys.
The Sherbet Yeti. There we go. I can do my combo right. I know how to do this job.
I believe you.
$83K. It's only 2 months to Endwalker.
Thanksgiving week. I'm gonna take that. Just time to take that week off.
Yeah, I was about to say, I need to see how many vacation days I have left, because I feel like I haven't used a lot.
Yeah, I should definitely take the week off when expansion comes out. And don't forget, we're probably gonna get early access the previous previous Friday. So
I'll take that.
Be able to bring my main. He is stuffed full of maps.
I still need to pre-order the Endwalker. I should do that before they run out of digital copies.
Yeah. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you
That
Yeah,
is-
pre-order bonuses are.
can redeem. Yeah, you can redeem those items now. So
Okay.
yeah.
Good to know.
Earring is really good on Blue Mage, just period.
Or horror movie. Yep, Candyman should be in Dead by Daylight.
Candyman should be in Dead by Daylight. I agree.
Xenomorph from Alien. Yes.
That'd be horrifying.
I still think Pennywise should be in that.
Agreed.
They should do Christine from Stephen King's. Like, put the car
God,
in there.
car.
Yeah.
I would love to see a car try to go through a window.
Yeah.
I mean, Christine did go through a window.
Ah. Okay, at Dead by Daylight.
One's down. There's two. There's two.
And I mean, if you're gonna put in vehicles, put in the truck from Duel.
Oh, Christ.
3 is down. I'm on 4.
Spielberg's best film. I have no problem saying that. Oh, The Thing. Put in The Thing from The Thing.
They'd get too many people complaining about how it was basically Among Us.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with that is that The Thing is
The
a
thing was first.
shapeshifter. So, how do you
Yeah, how do you do that?
how do you do that
being-
without? Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be honest. You want to play the best game version of The Thing? Play Among Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. 2 random people. Everybody looks like the same, like, little space people. 2 random people are murderers.
Yep.
Well, 1 or 2, depending on how many people are playing. And you gotta go around trying to fix the ship and keep it going, or die.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one. Sadeko from The Ring.
Could be.
The one on the TV screen. Yes.
Yeah.
Chucky.
Chucky
Surprised
would
Surprised
be
they haven't had it.
amazing.
Surprised they
I think
haven't had
they've
it.
been in talks about Chucky.
Chucky would be an amazing killer in Dead by Daylight. Holy shit, how has that not already been a thing?
He's
I
got
was
the
gonna say it's
copyright.
gonna look like Victor. Ugh.
What?
Like
Come on,
the
come on.
shortness.
Right there.
Stay.
Oh,
Good.
bitch. Come on, choke, you asshole.
Spinach.
Yeah, most of these are saying like, Annabelle, Candyman,
Annabelle would
Pennywise.
also be really good.
But the thing is, like, Annabelle is a doll like Chucky, and so
Yeah. Do one or the other.
And killers
or
are
the
in
other.
first person. Can you imagine Annabelle in a cornfield?
yeah, it'd be like a Taru Taru.
I was gonna say, this is my existence already. What are you trying to get at?
You're not in first person though.
You're right.
You can be, but
What's the key to do that?
It is home.
Oh, Jack Torrance from The Shining.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so see, now I'm in first person. And look at it's crotches. Crotches everywhere. Christ, I gotta look up at my fucking chocobo.
Oh, Norman
I
Bates.
told the story
So
how
that's-
like I had a nightmare when I used to play 11 that I got sucked into the computer and was in first person as a Lala, not Lala, as a Taru, and like the ground under me was just like zooming by.
Mhm.
Never experienced either game from that perspective.
Like, Lil's character is probably the shortest next to me,
Mm-hmm. Because
So
I'm the
at least-
shortest Mikote model.
So at least I'm like looking at like chest as opposed to crotches. And like, meanwhile, like a golden horse over here, all I see is knees, like ankles. Like I've got to crane my neck almost like 90 degrees up to see knee.
Now, knee face or knee?
What about
Yep.
this one?
Just teeny tiny goo goo feet. And that's it.
Yep.
A big old bubble butt.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Bubble butt.
all right.
We do have quite a thick one.
I've never found my legacy goo before.
So who? I've done 2. Has anyone only done?
My second one.
My next is an Amarang. Where's everybody else?
I just did my second one, so yes.
Yeah, I think we're ready for
Too,
your.
like early on, so yeah.
I need to- Oh, I know where mine is now.
It has moss growing on its back.
Yeah, we can do your third one, Nelia.
Probably.
No. Ah! Dang it. Well, we're gonna have to ask you to sign it in blood. You better be sure.
So take us where first?
Teleports are going to start changing their how much they cost.
Oh
Nope.
no! Oh no! Well, they're already kind of based on this. Yeah. So yeah, the real question is, what's the new cap?
$99.99. I think that they said that the highest one, at least at first, is going to be $99.99, and that's if you're going from,
Probably like the first of the source or something.
yeah, like you're going like from the first to like the moon.
Or that, yeah. Because that's why I've got my home point is actually Crystarium, and then I've got because I got the 2-factor authentication, I've got a free teleport, so I've got that in Gridania. So either way, I've got a free way to the first or the source.
I think it's close to over here, Nee.
Yeah, this is the
this one. This is that
it's
trouble.
on land, like on a stubby bit of land, like this one, I think, this one or that one. There, right here. Oh, just barely in the water. In the kiddie pool. Yeah. Territorial Draco. Didn't know the Malfoys were in this. Let's make that joke. So excited for all the new music in Endwalker.
Oh yeah.
They've released the album already, haven't they? The soundtrack?
No, Shadowbringers they put on Spotify, but because I know they haven't released Endwalker.
Why do you think they released them?
They have pre-orders, I think, for a record.
Yeah, they're doing a
I don't want to get it. Holy shit.
No.
But it's also
No. How much is it?
it's $1,000.
$1,000?
$1,000. It's made by Volks, which is a extremely high-end ball jointed doll company.
Mhm.
She's something like 24 inches tall, and there's so much detail that like there are individual
Yeah, it
They're
is
like-
gorgeous.
individual gems off of her like staff. It's wild.
And glares at my plasticky stroller figure on my desk.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, but I don't think that there's anything in the world that's $1,000 gorgeous like that.
Yeah.
I didn't even pay $1,000 for my new car that's being worked on.
God damn it, Frog!
We all like held our breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just then, it was like, oh, god damn it.
Like, come on.
I'm so Secret
I
Service.
just want money.
Yeah. What more do you want?
More. Lots more. Damn it. Determined to get that frog.
Warner Brothers bastard. Oh, I
Yes,
didn't.
I want Michigan J Frog.
Is that what that character's name is?
Yeah, Michigan J Frog, yeah.
I didn't realize he had a name.
I know, I was associated with the WB network as the WB network mascot.
He's named after the
Yeah,
name of the
that
song,
song
which
in
is
my head.
Michigan Rag.
Oh.
Hello, my baby. Hello.
Yep. Come on and do the Michigan Rag.
Like I still remember the cartoon I saw him in, where it was like he was in a box that the construction worker found, and he would only sing when he was around the construction worker, but if he tried to show
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
else, it's just like forget it.
Yeah.
Started on the frog.
Oh, she's still curled up in the tiny bed in the corner.
Please tell me you got a picture of that.
I can. Hold on. I will give you more. I got a lot of stuff in this corner right now.
It's just a lesser summon, it's fine.
He's looking up at me like, what?
Other, what?
What do you want?
Mother plus.
Nope, no naps for you.
She's at least given up on the oven.
I'll have to look at the picture in a second. Oh,
Yeah.
I should probably pull it up on my phone. Yo. Probably eat that AOE, but it was worth it for the cute kitty. Yeah.
Like what? I'm minding my own business. I'm not doing anything.
Not bothering you. What the hell?
Not staring at the oven like a creep.
Cause she's a creep. She's a weirdo.
So this enemy definitely looks like something out of the Spirit Halloween store.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Spirit Halloween popped up in my town this year. It's the building they usually pop up and sold to someone else. Yeah, this is the
Where did you post the photo?
in general.
Ah.
I was too lazy to go over to photos.
Oh, Ginger Kitty.
Yeah, like what?
Like, don't shoo me, please.
Aw.
You didn't pass.
Oh, sorry. Me.
Yes.
Well, look at Kitty.
Kitty brain.
There he is, for any of the viewers who want to see.
She.
She. No, I
She.
said
I did think she was a he for the first 6 months.
Rock,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, have a greater-
No, but it's not good enough.
Oh.
Oh no, it's only a greater summon.
But it's not a
Elder
fro-
summon.
But it's not a frog. God.
It's the Sherbet Yeti.
It's a fucking Yeti.
The big Sherbet Yeti. Pride Yeti.
It's like one of those like but it's not a frog.
Oh. Mom. And more Sherbet Yeti.
Got a trickster over here.
Ooh.
I was comboing, so I couldn't help you. Pretty soon that won't be a problem anymore.
Is there another? There it is.
Yeah, there's another one.
God damn it. So I'm gonna eat this AoE. I'm sorry. Ow. Uh-oh. 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 I'm about to eat a lot of AoEs.
Alright.
There we go.
Am I missing one? I am.
Ooh. Stop interrupting my casting, please. I just want to kill you guys.
Okay. Okay.
Secret keeper. What secrets is he keeping?
The secret to everybody.
Guess we gotta crack him open and find out. Isn't this Stormblood music?
No.
I know what that was. That was the Toys R Us music, wasn't it?
No.
Oh.
It's called It's a Secret to Everybody. Yeah.
Well, I meant I was referring to the music playing in the area right now.
Oh yeah, that's probably the music.
Flop. Reload. I'll pass.
Oh, did you have that? Did you find out if you had that earlier? Okay.
And now you have it. Hooray.
Froggy, froggy, froggy.
That was your frog.
Frog knocked away.
Oh,
Stay.
I actually flinched for a second because I thought it was gone.
Could we not? Could we just not?
I don't want to go to this year.
choke.
I want to go 20
Choke.
minutes. Hey! Lessers.
I love that mob. I love his mustache. I love his jolly mustache. He's a
the-
very jolly looking.
Grandfather Slimer.
Yeah.
All he needs is a monocle.
I could put one on. I never really paid it much attention. The names of these mobs are called Secret Rabbit's Tail.
Yeah, they're all secret.
Yeah, all the mobs in the map dungeons are secret something or other.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird that those guys are rabbit's tails because they definitely look more like hedgehogs.
Yeah, for sure.
Woo! Or Brussels sprouts. I would take either.
You will accept either?
I will accept either.
An artist.
You really will be able to. You're gonna be able to Buffalo Bill yourself a cow.
Oh, that's horrifying.
What?
It puts the lotion on.
Boy, it's all either like elders, frogs, or boots. Come on, scoot, 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 scoot. Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah. This is the fourth, right?
Final.
Oh, this is the final. Cool. What do we got? What do we got? Little bitty candy cane man. Little bitty candy man.
He's
Okay,
gonna
we
trip.
sort of got a frog.
Oh, or he'll summon a big fucking beaver or something.
Yeah, this
Oh,
thing.
this one. Didn't we die to this one?
No,
You
this
did,
one
yeah.
we died too.
Yeah, because it's got that stupid eye move. Really, the problem is it's such a small arena, it's easy to just like have your screen tilted in such a way that you don't see the eyeball. Dungeon crew on one. One is down. On three. Three's down.
Bats has the
Yeah, look away from me.
eye over his head.
Well, if you would have stopped moving, I was behind you.
Yeah.
With the eye healer.
Guys have it. Oh,
What?
it didn't.
Yeah, that-
It didn't do the eyeball, did it?
Yeah, it did the eyeball, but I was like
Oh.
completely faced the other way.
Was that the other one that avoided it?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my god.
We all ate that. Oh, I've got the eye.
So just make sure you're facing away from Lil, and you're fine. Yeah.
I love it when people have that and they try to like run a cute direction. It's like, wait, no, stop. Stop changing place. Traversed. Could you not, though? Oh!
I got her.
Machinists.
It's true.
I saw they were getting all sorts of fancy new guns.
Yep. Getting a
I-
chain.
Got that
Pretty
one.
sure
I was
I'm
facing
not
away.
I was not facing it. but
I'm
okay.
petrified, faced away. That's not
Yeah.
okay. I disagree, game.
I disagree with you, petrification.
There you are.
Oh, whoa! I turned to face you because I thought you were on the other side.
Nice. Little chest. This chest is like distressingly large.
Yeah, look at that. I could fit. You could fit like 2 or 3 Lalafells in that baby.
Oh yeah, I could fit in there. And Whisper.
Unlocked.
Whisper, are you the shortest Vieira?
Nope, tall. I always pick tall.
Ah, interesting.
All right. I think I'm done for the night.
Very
Okay.
well.
I'm gonna go play a little more Delta
Say
Rune.
Vice got another one?
No. No. I would have done it before the rest of you.
Probably.
I'm going to take a short break, and I think I'm going to play Red Dead.
Mhm.
But I don't know how long of a break I'm going to take. I just need to get up and walk around.
Yeah, I've had my standing desk up. I'm actually about ready to put it down. I've had it up for 3.5 hours.
My watch keeps telling me to stand up.
Alrighty, I'll see y'all later.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.
meet again.
Greetings. Good to see you.
Psst, over here.
See you later.
If that's all, would you mind leaving me to conduct my business?
Hello again. Something amiss? Come back anytime.